Dear friends, today I am going to share with you some points cited by the late Father Raymond Chong on why some Catholics leave the church. He shared the following, and I quote, "The absence of spiritual sustenance to people facing problems and disagreements with the church teachings, family tensions, mixed marriages, personal crisis, apathy, negative perception of the church, anger, hurt, guilt. At times, at critical moments of the time, there's no one to lead them to Jesus. They look for answers to their problems outside the Catholic Church. Some become lapsed Catholics, whereas others embrace other religion or become members of other Christian denominations. People do not receive proper guidance during and after the process of conversion to the Catholic faith," he said. That people must be made disciples of Jesus before being brought into the church. They will not remain faithful to the Catholic teachings and beliefs. People should know the person of Christ and become disciples before they are baptized as Catholics. During times of trials, they could easily be led away by people of other faith and Christian denominations. Now let me share with you what brings lapsed Catholics back to the church. Over the years, and having spoken to a few whom I knew, they say they miss the Eucharist during the time that they were away. We may have been attending and participating in Mass or the Eucharistic celebration because we have to fulfill our obligations. Are we aware that the Catholic Church is rich in its celebrations of the rites and rituals? It clearly states in Vatican II, the documents of Vatican II, that the Eucharist is a source and summit of all our Christian or Catholic worship. The Eucharist is celebrated in almost every event of the Church and in all the sacraments. During the MCO, a friend of mine was surprised when she participated on an online Mass presided by Pope Francis in Rome for COVID pandemic situation. She was surprised that the Eucharistic celebration was so much like ours, except that it was in another language. Yes, the order of the Mass is the same all over the world. Same reading, the same feast is celebrated. And can you imagine, daily there are thousands or even more, millions of Masses celebrated all over the world in various languages? Friends, no one is forced to come for Mass. We are here because we have accepted Christ's open invitation to this banquet. In the Holy Mass, we have the first part where we hear the Word of God and the priest or the celebrant breaks the Word of God in the homily. He explains to us how the readings of the day's Mass is to affect our lives. The second part of the liturgy is the Eucharist. The celebrant carries out the very action of what Jesus did at the Last Supper. At the consecration, the bread and wine is transformed or changed into the body and blood of Christ, while the whole species of bread and wine remain. This change, the Catholic Church fittingly calls it transubstantiation. Friends, Many early church fathers have written testimony of the real presence of the body and blood of Christ in the Eucharistic meal. Some of them are Ignatius of Antioch, Irenaeus of Lyons, St. Ambrose, and so many others. There are so many miracles related to the real presence across many countries where the sacred bread has turned into flesh with blood. I vaguely remember in some articles that only 57% of the Catholics in America believe in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. What about us? Do we believe that Jesus is truly present in the Holy Communion that we receive? What is our understanding of the Eucharist? In our parish, we have a formation ministry. I hope, or rather, we can organize a formation on the Mass explained. The various parts of the Mass is explained to us. The Gospel of John has a large part referring to Jesus as the bread of life. I quote a small part of the conversation the Jews had with Jesus. John 6:48-51, where Jesus says, "I am the bread of life. Your fathers ate manna in the desert and they are dead. But this bread that comes down from heaven so that man may eat and not die. I am the living bread which has come down from heaven. Anyone who eats this bread will live forever, and the bread that I give is my flesh to the world." Being church, ours is a long journey of continually learning the doctrines, the dogmas, and the teachings of our Catholic faith. As a chosen race, a royal priesthood, and a holy nation, striving to live as a community that serves as a model of fellowship in loving service and fellowship and worship. Friends, may we meet in our church as a spirit-filled assembly of believers to become fellowship, referred to as koinonia, a Greek word. It is a sacred gathering. The real mystery is that we are sacred and that we discover our sacredness among ourselves in our unity. God bless.